Gentlemen, how do you do on my roof? 399, welcome to my 399th video, so you may think. Well, in reality, it's not. I mean, on this channel it is. If you look at the amount of videos uploaded, if you're looking at this on day of release, it is of course 399, which someone said, a load of people were like, make something special. So I figured I would go down and break down to you what my time on YouTube has been like, because it's been quite extensive, and it's been a bit of a journey. It's been, so far it's been quite crazy, and a lot of people may not know about that, because I remember seeing a post somewhere saying, my roots are heavily embedded in GTA, and in reality they're not. They aren't. They're heavily embedded, the roots, that is, of what I did on YouTube is heavily embedded in Call of Duty, which you may think, what? Yeah, I know. Somehow, back in 2010, when everything was properly kicking off in terms of gaming on YouTube, I was like, let's see what's going on here. And I wanted to do comedy. I wanted to get on the camera and make something funny. Alright, and at this point in this this stage of the game, I had no confidence or anything like that. I had no idea what I was going to do. I didn't know the first thing about making a YouTube channel, or even running one or making a video. So I sent a little fella at the time called CNanas a message, and I can't remember how many subs he had, about 100,000 or something like that. Maybe. I don't actually know how many he had in 2010. I'll have to have a look at that. But either way, he was one of the bigger people at the time. I mean, if you followed the gaming scene, Machinima Respawn and that, you'd know back then it was him, Hutch, I think Wings of Redemption was about, Woody's Gamer Tag was only just coming through, I think. There was a load of people there, really, a few people. Anyway, I sent CNanas a message, and he actually, believe it or not, responded to it in a video, which is really insane, I know to think. But back then, I think as far to this day, it's essentially the only time he's ever done it as well. He answered my message, he read it, said my name, read it out, and at the time, this was Ruth399, not Ruth399. So, yeah. And it spurred me on. I think I gained about 35 subscribers from it. He didn't link my channel in the description or whatever, and I was like, how am I going to record gameplay? And I had a camera lying about, the same camera I use now to film my face. I basically pointed it at the TV screen and then slapped that into Movie Maker and then talked over it with a Turtle Beach Air Force X1, and I since found out that they don't even make those anymore. So, that's what it was, and it was very bad quality. I had to use a video converter with a watermark on the screen. It wasn't really very good at all, but that spurred the interest on, and that's what I did. I did that for a few weeks, and then someone, Northern Hazard, he's now known as FaZe Cross, sent me a Dazzle. He was very kind and said, I'm getting a PVR, would you like a Dazzle for free? And of course I said yes, thank you very much. And then later on it developed and that, and then I ended up stopping for about 6 months, and then that channel kind of died down a bit, and then most of 2011 was me trying to build that up again, because I did have a bit of a following, and it was doing okay. So most of 2011 I got a PVR, and I upgraded some stuff, and I just went at it, and it was bad Call of Duty videos, bad Minecraft videos, bad vlog, stuff that really wasn't going anywhere. You're talking 50 views a video, right? And then of course, towards the end of 2011, I started thinking, I am fed up with this, because after you do something for a year and it doesn't go anywhere, it's kind of like, it's annoying. And it was disheartening, and I was sort of thinking, I want one last stab. What might work? And I thought, well, Let's Plays are quite popular. Let me go ahead and start another channel up, and I'll see what I can do. I'll run them both side by side, and then eventually I may swap over to one. I opened this channel up. The name for this channel was derived from my PSN name, which is iRuth399, and I got the PSN name because Ruth399 was taken by somebody. I don't know who, but it was. So that's how this channel name started, and I originally started posting Spyro 2, Gateway to Glimmer, and Battlefield 3 Let's Plays, and then I put a couple of Call of Duty videos up. I got about 50 subscribers, and then I figured out that GTA was not relatively popular, but it did better than the other videos that I put out. And then I started doing them here. I sent, Ken Burton a message for his channel Trek Live thing. That bumped me up to 100 subscribers, and after about a week, I never uploaded to Ruth399 again, because this channel ended up doing better than that one. And I thought, well, why do two when I could just do this one? That other channel had 325 uploads. and if you combine that with this one, you can make that, you know, well over 700 videos that I've ever made, and that isn't including stuff that I've put out on other channels in terms of Hova, Ken's community channel that he used to run, Machinima. I've done at least 11 out there now. A lot. There's a lot of stuff going on. And I've made a lot of content. And to be honest with you, I think the content I'm putting out now, or will be putting out over the next few months, is probably going to be the best stuff I've ever made. Because every time I look back at the stuff that I used to do, I seem to think, you know, this is crap. Even when I thought that I had the best setup, I did have the best setup. I had a microphone here, and I had a PVR. What better could you get? Well, it turns out there's always better that you can do. And I love it. I love looking back at all those, you know, the videos I used to make and sort of think, yeah, every now and then it's like, oh man, it really was different back then. And I think it's a neat thing, YouTube, and I don't know where it's going to go. We're at 53,000 subscribers now. Predicted 60,000-ish before the game comes out, GTA 5 of course. I'd like 100,000 before the end of the... It's just thinking that, and after, you know, several years of sat there thinking, I would love to be big on YouTube, I would love to have this and that, and now to think that we're actually getting there, it does... It makes me smile and it makes me feel good, and hopefully, you know, I'm hoping you're enjoying the stuff I put out as well. But I figured I'd let that out there. This is my 399th video on this channel, but in reality I've probably made well over 700. I think I did a few totals last night and it did end up being over 700, which is... It's crazy, but you know, someone wanted something special for 399, and I figured instead of doing something like a montage or whatever, which I'll be doing a couple of times over the next, you know, few weeks, instead of putting my face on the camera, you know, I sort of thought, why don't I just cover over what my actual roots are and what I used to do, and, you know, the basic story. I mean, I started, you know, 2010 March 10th. And of course, you know, it kind of only went anywhere in 2012. So if you're out there thinking, you know, I'm never going to do big on YouTube, keep going, because you may do something. You may end up, you know, striking lucky, like I did. I don't think I did anything in particular to hit, you know, that little kickstart. But yeah, that's been my 399th video. If you wouldn't mind, you know, liking it, I wouldn't, you know, that'd be pretty good considering this is done on request. But I should have a video about GTA out later on today, in the evening. But yeah, either way, I rule 3 in the 9 for the 399th time, and I will catch you in a bit.